I spent the past 3,000 days building my dream Minecraft world, but recently I've been lacking the motivation to work on my ongoing projects. So today, we get a fresh start in this world with a new project. Terraforming a lush island showing signs of a civilization long gone. Be sure to stick around to see how it turns out, and subscribe so you don't miss out on what comes next. Just over this birch forest, here is the latest project. Now, emphasis on project because, man, does this thing need a lot of work, a lot of terraforming. I mean, if we just fly up into the air here, it's kind of an interesting shape. But that's why I picked it, because it's kind of like a blank canvas in a way. So you can see we're not too far off. Well, I guess you can't see. Just over there is the countryside and the city, so we're not too far, but this is the start of a new project that I'm really excited about. I want to do, like, I don't know, a couple like island chains, I think is going to be the vibe. But really what I'm most excited about is like a new kind of phase in this world. And basically what I mean by that is I want to get out in the world more and explore it more. And I think building things farther away and, you know, still kind of having everything connected and maybe, you know, having some materials or, as we'll see, some farms over here on this island means that we're going to have to come over here more often and just get me exploring my world instead of being cooped up in my base. But before we can totally transform this island behind me and get that fresh start I so desperately need, we need to kind of delete some of the blocks here behind me. So let's hop into a quick time lapse to get this thing ready. Well, that took significantly longer than I expected. That was, you know, maybe a minute or two for you guys, but that was like, I don't know, 2 days for me. Yeah, that took a long time. Remind me for the next few islands I do to not terraform a pre-existing one because, I mean, this kind of looks awful. Like, this doesn't look very good right now, and it's crazy, like, I don't know, the contrast between this and the finished product that you guys are going to see in a few minutes here, or, you know, maybe you already saw in the thumbnail, sorry for the spoiler, but it's just, it's going to be pretty crazy. So yeah, this is looking a little rough. I definitely had to carve down a lot of it, but I promise you guys, if you stick around, it's going to look pretty awesome. And just to give you guys an idea at how much I mined away, yeah, this is, I think this 8 shulker boxes full nearly. So that's just a little bit of work I had to do. So without further ado, let's go ahead and finish the transformation of this island. And thousands of blocks later, we are met with this. Oh, dude, I am so happy with how this turned out. And yes, I feel like a broken record because I say this with most of my builds, but like, oh, come on, this is great. So obviously we're lacking a lot of foliage and some of those kinds of details, but the general like shape and structure, and I missed a piece, that's okay, we're gonna ignore that. The general shape and structure of the island is in place, and you can see we kind of took that this island, it had like those twin peaks almost, if you will. We kind of connected them with this kind of land bridge. You know, lowered this one down, raised that one up a little bit, connected them. And then we've made these like ruins all over the island. And I don't want to go too in depth because nothing's done yet, but yeah, I love these little ruins. And that's kind of going to be the idea with some of these islands we're going to be building here is we're going to be getting like hints at the civilization that lived here in the past before. I'm thinking, I don't know, it may be more like Game of Thrones style, like more medieval, but like fantasy, like maybe even some dragon type stuff. I mean, I think that I want this type of tree. So we do have some yellow trees back on the main island, but I think that this sort of, let's fly up here. This sort of shape, how it's almost like scraggly. It's almost, if you guys watch my other series, kind of like the tree at the mega base. I think that these trees are going to be exclusive to this island, but this is going to be kind of the build style, or at least some of the islands might have this build style or palette rather. You know, these like domes with the prismarine. We got another one up here. Nothing really to see up here. This is more just going to be aesthetic, but yeah, this is going to be kind of their style, or maybe these were some sort of like religious structures for them. Maybe the tree plays a big, you know, it's like a big symbol for them. But as for the rest of the island, you can see it has similar like mossy and what is that, green concrete powder texturing, but we do have a lot of dirt, almost like there are pathways up here at one point in time. And also, you know, an island's never just going to be, you know, all lush and green. It's mostly lush and green, but not always the case. We have a couple little docks as well set up. So like, looks like some people are making camp. Maybe they're excavating the coal or like investigating these ruins a little bit. And same kind of thing over here. We have a few more docks. You're going to see quite a few of these around the island. And yes, they do. I almost forgot they do connect down. I didn't really do anything in the water. I did in my creative world, but you guys, this is this already taken me so long. If I want to get this video out in just a few days time, I'm really gonna have to grind. So unfortunately, we might leave some of the like underwater terraforming for another day, but we're gonna get the rest of the island done, I swear it. But yeah, just some more materials, a little boat, and I did have to alter the design so that we could actually get the oars in there. I guess it's harder to do in survival than I thought, or hardcore rather, a little easier and creative, but pretty cool. There's a little flag, you know, so somebody's sailing through the treacherous rocky terrain here, which this could definitely use a little makeover in the water, but that's okay because we're not going to see that side too much. And then coming around to the final side, we do have a few little waterfalls coming down here, and they're just made of glass. This one has a little, like, it splits off, so there's a pool of water up there and it kind of splits down, and we got some of this cool like water glass paint effect here. And then if I can use my trident, there we go, over to here. This is kind of the main focal point, and this, you know, I was thinking about perspective building and stuff and like forced perspective, and this is, you know, happy gas aside, this is kind of the perspective I want the island to be viewed from. And if you think about it, our base is over there. Like if we look at the world map real quick, you can see this is where everything is. This is the bulk of our world. So when we're coming this way, we're going to be viewing it at this angle, and I think that's awesome. We're going to get this beautiful view the entire time. Now that we've gotten acquainted with this space a little bit better, I need to go ahead and add in some foliage. Now, I do have a couple of little grass farms, but those are more manual things, right? Nothing crazy, nothing too exciting. So I think what we need to do here is give this island a purpose. Now, while the ancient civilization here might have used this as a place of worship or some sort of religious site, I think it would be cool if this became our main foliage farm. So this beautiful lush island covered in grass and whatnot is going to be basically a grass farm. And if we follow our kind of dilapidated pathway all the way here, we have a little station set up that actually, oh, I need to light this. Okay, now we have a station set up. But if we go ahead down here, we have this little area tucked away that I've started to clear out. And I think that I want to use this to put in a couple of our foliage farms. So without further ado, I'm going to build these farms real quick, and I will be back with a finished product so that we can finish the island. And the foliage farms are finished, and wow, holy alliteration. But this is what it looks like down here. It's a little cramped, nothing, too crazy, but I was able to fit in 3 farms. And I mean, hey, if we go into free cam, you can see there's not a lot of space to work with the island. We're kind of butting up against everything, so I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. But the first, and actually maybe my favorite of the 3, is this farm that does firefly bushes, regular bushes, and then the dry grass. Yeah, I didn't realize. I thought this was just a bush and dry grass farm. I didn't realize I could do the firefly bushes too. So that was a happy little surprise. But this thing is awesome. And speaking of awesome, so is this grass farm. Basically, you jump in here. Actually, I'll show you guys real quick. I do have a pair of shears. You can just kind of swing your shears around like this. Now, for whatever reason, my grass isn't extending out here, but that's okay because this thing is pretty efficient. And unfortunately, because I put this wall here, it does kick me out into the farm, which is a bit of a bummer, but honestly, I don't really mind. And for as crazy efficient as this thing is, I'm willing to live with it. But I don't have a whole lot of time left for this video, so I didn't build any crazy collection system for the farm. So to collect stuff, you either come through here, which is actually hidden by these azalea bushes, which I think look kind of nice. This does have a very overgrown vibe in here. Some of the roots of the trees are poking down, lots of foliage, even some spore blossoms. So makes sense if you kind of jump back through here. The hidden leaves, you can go down there. And actually the other side has a collection system too, which is just hidden by this door. So we'll go ahead and grab the grass. And I think the door looks kind of cool too. It's, when you come down, it's kind of hidden from your view, or at least here. It's very blocked off, and then it kind of comes into view, and it's almost illuminated, so it's kind of calling to you. I guess also too, real quick, I did use sandstone because I was like, you know what, let's repurpose some of the materials from the build above. I got a ton of sand and sandstone, and I don't really build with sandstone a lot, so yeah, pretty simple and plain interior. Maybe we'll spruce it up one day, but it's not too bad for now. And then our final farm, I actually didn't end up needing because we're not going to use ferns, but basically this is a fern farm. You can flip this, you come in here, it'll start bone mealing, and I believe you have to go in the water, and yeah, you kind of aim here, and it'll give you a whole bunch of ferns. So I believe, well, I'll put links to these tutorials down below, because as you guys know, I'm not super redstone savvy, so I did not design any of these. I actually did build all of these, though, in my other world on the Afterlife SMP already, so I kind of knew these worked well. And luckily for me, or I guess for you guys, I already gathered up everything that we need to go ahead and do the foliage for this island. So that means for the final time this episode, we're going to hop into a time lapse and finally call this island done. And there it is, you guys, the completed island, full of foliage, fully terraformed in all of its glory. Oh my goodness, I could just stand here and look at this thing for hours, dude. Ignore the huge shulker mess that's definitely not going to be a pain to sort later, but oh man, let's just walk around the island a little bit. I know we Like there's maybe a couple more details I need to add, and I already went over all the little details like the docks and stuff. But I mean, dude, what? This is oh, like I use mostly grass. I showed you guys I built that fern farm, but I didn't actually use any ferns, which makes sense because I feel like ferns you find more in like these like spruce and like pine foresty type areas. But yeah, we got this rickety bridge across from this beautiful glass waterfall that I think I want to add in some campfires so like get some like smoke, almost like the water's like steaming. But I designed this before the geysers came out, so maybe we can do something cool there. But yeah, just so much grass. Honestly, I think the tall grass takes the longest because you have to place regular grass and bone meal it. It's a whole big thing. But if you're coming up here to the foliage place, you can stop through here. And I love how the sun just like is peeking through here. And there's like different parts of the island where it's, you know, ruined and dilapidated. You can see there's a lot more like the mossy, lichen-y type stuff where the tree is kind of eroded away at the landscape. Maybe there was some sort of like landslide here at one point. And then, yeah, we have our little like lookout, you know, maybe eventually we'll have something like a ship here because this is like kind of perfectly framed for a nice little ship out there. So that could be really cool. Maybe we'll do like a diagonal ship. Ooh, that might be tough, but let me know if you guys want to see that. Then obviously we have our farms down there, but I'll just give you guys a quick little fly through the rest of the island and look at this. It just looks so good. I mean, I think it looked really good before, but with all the foliage, it just kind of, I don't know, it's a whole nother level. And, you know, like I said, the kind of terraforming lends itself to a pathway as if this is like the pathway that most people would take, right? There's not really any paths anymore, but you can kind of see where most of the people are docking their ships and setting up. And we'll do one little fly around this side as well. Yeah, this turned out awesome. I am so very happy with this. All right, here we are back in the Axolotl grotto, grotolotl, whatever we were calling this, grotolotl. I like that. And that right there is why we're here, because at least in the lore of this world, that is where the blue axolotl is. One day, if we are ever so patient, we will get a blue axolotl to hatch from that egg. Now, in reality, right over here, I've been breeding up axolotls, and I think, yeah, I even have more here. Honestly, I feel like we should probably put these guys in here. Let me do that real quick. All right, we'll keep 4 in case of emergency, but the rest of you guys, we're gonna need all hands on deck. So while I was gathering up materials for this episode, I went to some desert coral reef areas, and I got couple shulker boxes full of tropical fish because over the next few episodes I'd like to try to get that blue axolotl. And that's right, I watched Green's recent video and I was inspired. I might be the only person that was inspired by his insanity, but it's true. I want to try to get a blue axolotl. So we're going to do a little bit of that here today just before we wrap up. So I'm going to get started and I will get back to you guys soon, hopefully with a new blue friend. Oh yeah, and before I start too, I will show you guys my statistics. So we're at 551 animals bred. We've probably bred, I don't know, probably no more than like 20 axolotls, honestly. And then I have never killed one. So I don't think we're going to kill any of them, but that seems to be the popular method. But I don't know. That's kind of cruel, but I guess I do got to watch out for entity cramming in hardcore. So yeah, hopefully that isn't foreshadowing. Well, I did breed up about, I think it's 13, so I didn't do a whole lot. Actually, we had quite a few more tropical fish casualties, but we do have like a full double chest or 2 shulkers full, so I don't think that's gonna be enough, but yeah, I think this is probably where we'll leave it for today. But these next few episodes, I'm really feeling good about our chances of getting a blue axolotl. So comment down below, give me some good luck if you guys think we're going to get that blue axolotl soon. But for now, let's head back to the Foliage Island to wrap things up. But with all that said, you guys, we are all out of time. So if you enjoyed this, maybe consider leaving a like or subscribing, especially if you made it this far. I super duper appreciate you. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. But with all of that out of the way, I just want to say thank you so very much for watching, and I will see you soon.